Hello and welcome to the USA Breaking News. On 1st April 2026, a star cloud secure $117 million to build a data center in a space. A new United States-based space technology, a company Star Cloud, has secured $117 million in funding to support its ambitious project of building data center in a space. This funding brings the company's total investment to $200 million, pushing its overall valuation to $1.1 billion. Shortly after the project was launched, the Star Cloud aims to develop a space-based data center to address growing challenges on Earth, including power shortage and limited land for infrastructure. The company believes that moving data storage to space could provide a long-term solution to the increasing global demands for digital storage and energy efficiency. In November 2025, Star Cloud launched its first satellite into space, carrying a high-performance computer chips as a part of its initial testing phase. The company is planning to launch a StarCloud 2 soon, followed by StarCloud 3, 3-ton satellite capable for generating up to 100 kilowatts of electricity. One of the biggest challenges facing the project is the high cost of launching equipment into a space, which remains expensive at the moment. However, StarCloud expects a space-based data center to compete with Earth-based facilities in the future, especially if the cost of launching materials drops around $500 per kilogram dollars. At that point, the cost of electricity could fall to just 0.05 per kilowatt hour dollars. The company believes this could become a reality between 2028 and 2029 as more satellites are launched into a space and space transportation become more affordable. Although the technology is still in its early stage, the data center on Earth already consume more than 25 gigawatts of power, highlighting the urgent needs for alternative solutions. The Star Cloud is not only the company focusing on this innovation. Major space companies such as SpaceX and Blue Origin are also investing heavily in a space-based infrastructure, which SpaceX planning to launch 1 million of satellites into orbit in this coming year. Trump says Iran's war could end in 2 or 3 weeks. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has announced that the war involving Iran could end within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Trump made the statement on March 31st, 2026, while speaking from his office, signaling his intention to bring the conflict to close after nearly a month of fighting that has caused significant destruction and strained the global economy, particularly the oil transportation sector. We will be out soon, Trump said, in about 2 weeks, maybe 3. We will be out soon, Trump said, in about 2 weeks, maybe 3. The USA president emphasized that ending the war would not require Iran to sign any agreement with the United States. He also responded to questions on whether diplomatic negotiation between the two countries were necessary for Washington to stop a military strikes against Iran. It does not require Iran's to make a deal. No, it doesn't require them to make a deal with me, Trump said. Trump stressed that the key condition for ending war is weakening Tehran's military capabilities to the point where it's could quickly develop nuclear weapons again. That is when we will leave. He added that Iran will begin on February 28, 2026, and it resulted in heavy casualties and widespread destruction, particularly affecting a global oil transportation and economic stability. According to the human rights organization in Iran, at least 3,492 people have been killed in Iran as of March 31st, 2026, including 1,574 civilian and 236 children. The conflict also claimed the life of Iran's supreme leader Al Khamenei. At the beginning of the war in Israel, Iranian attacks have killed 19 people, while 9 Israeli soldiers were killed in Lebanon. The conflict has also caused 1,247 deaths in Lebanon, including 124 children in Gulf countries. 24 people have been reported dead, including 11 in the United Arab Emirates, 7 in Kuwait, and 2 in Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. The war has also claimed the lives of 13 USA soldiers. In Burundi, Burundi president plays for nations after military weapon depots fire. Burundi's President Evariste Ndayishimiye has called for prayer for the country after a fire broke out at the military weapon depots, destroying several weapons and causing explosion in Bujumbura. The fire caused on the night of March 31st, targeting a weapon storage facilities located at military base known as base in Musaga, Bujumbura. Burundi military and the Ministry Interior said the fire was caused by electrical faults. In a message posted on social media platform X on the night of March 31st, President Ndayishimiye expressed his sympathy to Burundian affected by the incidents and asked God for protection over the country. I extended my condolences to those affected by the fire that broke out in one of the military facilities located in Zone Musaga. We liege all Burundians at the national institution are doing everything possible to respond and maintain security. God protect Burundi, he said. The fire triggered heavy explosion from stored weapons with a loud blast ahead across the several parts of Bujumbura. According to BBC, explosions were still being heard at around 10 to 30 p.m., raising fear and panic among residents. The incident caused widespread panic in the city, with some residents fleeing their homes. People living near the military base reported the damage to their houses, forcing some families to relocate to safer areas. The fragments from exploding ammunition reportedly landed in residential areas, including Kinamila 3 and Kinamila 4, while others were found in Ngagala zone, Quartier 9, located more than 5 kilometers from the explosion site. Authorities have not yet confirmed the extent of the damage or whether there were any casualties. In Senegal, Senegal president signs a law imposing 10 years jail term for some sex relations. Senegal's president Bissau Diomaye Faye has approved a new law imposing a 10 years prison sentence on individuals involved in same-sex relation. The law was signed on March 31st, 2026, despite a pressure from international organizations urging the president not to approve the registration, as same-sex relations were already illegal in Senegal, previously punished by prison sentence ranging from 1 to 5 years and fine of up to 1.5 million CFA francs, about $2,700. Under the new law, individual found guilty of same-sex relation will face up to 10 years in a prison and fined to 10 million CFA francs. The registration also targeted individuals who support or promote same-sex activities, stating that they will face a strict legal penalties. Authorities in Senegal have recently intensified efforts to enforce a law against same-sex relation. Last month, police arrested 12 men suspected of engaging in same-sex relation, and more than 13 people have reportedly been detained since then. The new law has sparked debates among human rights groups and international organizations, which have expressed concern over the tightening of restrictions, while supports argue it reflects the country's legal culture and values. Those were the latest regional and international developments. For continued updates, in-depth analysis, and breaking news, stay with the USA New Times, your trusted source for global affairs.